Luxury. It means different things to different people and at different times. It's getting away from marquee brands that have very slick advertising that's trying to convince you and me that what they're offering is luxury, and moving back more toward a more artisanal style using exquisite materials. And the fountain pen I'm about to introduce to you embodies this idea perfectly. And to do it, I am going to the historic Crane Estate in Ipswich, Massachusetts. The absolute beautiful, perfect setting for this beautiful pen. So join me today, won't you, as I introduce you to the Yard-O-Led Viceroy Grand in Barley at the historic Crane Estate. We'll look at the history of Yard-O-Led, the history of the Crane Estate, and show you some amazing, beautiful places and incredible surprises about this luxurious and kind of mysterious fountain pen. So over the years, I've had many people in my comment section urging me to try a Yard-O-Led fountain pen. And it made me really eager to collaborate with Yard-O-Led. And they were very kind enough to donate this fountain pen to the channel. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Now, one of the things that really interested me was this strange name, Yard-O-Led. What could it possibly mean? So let's get into the history of this company. The roots of Yard-O-Led go back to 1822 when Samson Morton invented the self-propelling pencil known as the Ever-Pointed. This was very successful, but it was really in the early 20th century when German silversmith Ludwig Brenner perfected this pencil and made it contain nearly a yard of lead. This led to its iconic name. The Yard-O-Led company was officially founded in 1934. The factories of Yard-O-Led were destroyed during the Blitz, but Yard-O-Led survived. After the war, they moved to Birmingham, where they are still located and still have a dedicated staff of artisans that fashion each pen by hand. It is said that it takes nearly 3,000 taps of a jeweler's hammer to make the beautiful decoration on a Yard-O-Led fountain pen. And the one thing that's really interesting about this is that no two are exactly alike. In 2024, Nick and Giles English, watchmaking entrepreneurs and the founders of Bremont, purchased Yard-O-Led and all of its equipment and patents and continued its production in Birmingham with the goal of making high-quality artisanal fountain pens for very discerning writers. But are they realizing that goal? Does this pen live up to their high standards? Let's take a look at this gorgeous Yard-O-Led Viceroy Grand fountain pen. So here we have the Yard-O-Led Viceroy Grand in Barley. I cannot wait to take a look at this pen. Very nice packaging. A nice little pen case it comes with it. This is really nice. This is something you can actually use. That's rare for a pen company. Let's see what we have. I'm trying to be careful. I'm very bullish when I open things. Okay. Wrapped in tissue. Be very careful. Okay. Set that aside. It has some weight to it. If you like substantial pens, oh wow. Oh wow. Look at that. Wow, that is stunning. And you know what leaps out at me? My first thoughts? This looks like something that was made 100 years ago. Look at this clip. It's right out of the 1920s. And this beautiful barley effect. It's amazing. Very interesting. Let's take a deeper look at this interesting and beautiful pen. What better place to take the Yard-O-Led Viceroy Grand barley than the Crane Estate? The Great House sits atop Castle Hill with a commanding view of the ocean in Ipswich, Massachusetts. It was built in 1928 as a summer home for Mr. Richard Teller Crane Jr. of the Chicago Cranes, famous for bathroom fixtures. The Crane Estate has 2,100 acres of undulating hills leading to the beach and terraced with European-style gardens. The overall plan was the work of the Olmsted brothers, who had famously designed Boston's Emerald Necklace and New York's Central Park. The home that stands there today was built in the 17th century Stuart style and has the look of an English country house. And so it makes for a spectacular backdrop for weddings or film production, especially as a substitute for the great country houses of England. In 1998, the entire estate was designated a National Historic Site. Each August, the estate hosts a Roaring Twenties lawn party. The house and grounds seem especially rooted in 1920s opulence. This makes it the absolutely perfect place to try out this amazing fountain pen. We're going to try this Yard-O-Led fountain pen for the first time here at the Crane Estate. What a better setting to do a little writing and see how this beautiful nib works. We're going to use menacing paper. It's perfect paper, very portable tablet. So let's give it a try and see how it does. Oh, wow. Wow, this is brilliant. It's also a bit soft, which I wasn't expecting. And very fast. It's a smooth, fast, soft nib. Beautiful. This is a medium nib, and I'm getting a little bit of line variation, which is nice, especially on the downstroke. Oh, this is brilliant. It's kind of fun that this is the first time I've written with this pen. This 18 karat gold nib is perfectly tuned. It's beautiful. It writes so expressively with such precision and authority. It's really a joy, especially using out here. I always say that you need to get a little sunlight on your fountain pens, on your journaling. Get outside and just enjoy the moment and enjoy these incredible writing instruments in a beautiful setting. It's so profound. It just reaches you so deeply to be out here, think of all the history that has happened here, and to just claim a little tiny piece of it for yourself. Let's speak a bit about the aesthetics of this fountain pen. It's very striking as you see it. It certainly has this undersized clip, which looks so vintage, so artisanal, so much like an old Waterman or other pen from the 1920s and even older, which is one of the things that really stands out. You have this cap of gorgeous, luxurious polished silver with these bands of barley rose, with a little cartouche here with my monogram perfectly rendered. Then more polished silver where the cap comes off that gives you a visual cue that the pen opens there. And the barrel has beautiful texture with this barley hand done effect. just absolutely gorgeous with the hallmarks there for the purity of the silver and the various demarcations. More polished silver at the bottom of the pen, gorgeously done. You see the pen slightly tapers to accommodate the cap, I suppose. I will never know because I will never post this pen, but you certainly could. The grip's polished silver. It has a nice raised edge so your hands don't go onto the nib, which is nice. This is a very substantial, very vintage feeling fountain pen. It has a bit of heft, but in all the right ways. It still feels really quite balanced. I also love the texture of the barley on the pen body. Absolutely brilliant. There is definitely a school of thought that a luxury pen should have a bit of substance to it, be made of precious materials. This certainly qualifies in every regard, being beautiful silver, just glistening in the sun. It definitely has a bit of heft, a bit of substance, which I like. It's one of the things I keep going back to as I'm using it. Certainly, if you think of some other resin pens that cost quite a bit of money, you start to question where your money's going. Here, you see the artistry, you see the hallmarks, you see the beautiful materials. So there is something to be said for that. So this fountain pen is made from premium 925 sterling silver, and what that means is that the silver is 92.5% pure, with some other metal making up the balance, usually copper. And this gives it stability, malleability, some scratch resistance, and just makes it so that it's long lasting. Now, as long as you're using it regularly, it will retain this gorgeous shine, but if you put it away, silver can tarnish. Personally, I like silver tarnish. I think it looks even more interesting and more vintage. But if you don't want that look, it's easy enough to polish this material with a jeweler's cloth. Cape Cod wipes are also perfect for removing the kind of surface scratches you get from not removing the cap perfectly, because with a pen like this, it's a bit like that game Operation where you have to have a very steady hand and take the pen out of the cap without the metal edges touching the polished silver grip. I rather wish that they made their own nibs. So they don't disclose who their nib supplier is, but I will say that it writes spectacularly. It has an amazing flow. It's definitely more suited to rhythmic writing and less so for big, bold strokes. Nevertheless, writing with it is exquisite. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's an 18-karat gold nib, plus the feed is custom made for them. I couldn't get any details on this. I don't know if it's ebonite or not, but it's certainly very effective, and it gives it a nice supply of ink. And there's a bit of softness in the nib as well. These come in fine, medium, and broad. This is a medium. I love medium nibs, as you probably know. This one has that beautiful cut. It's a bit straight-sided on your downstroke, so you can get a bit of line variation if you trowel your ink with a mind toward keeping it nice and level with the bottom line of your paper. The pen is also 148 millimeters long and 13 millimeters in girth. And of course, it seems that you could post this pen, but I will never try it. I don't want a ring of scratches around the back of the pen, and I also feel that it would just make it so back heavy you would be fighting with your nib lifting off of the page. But you might want to do something different, and I celebrate you. I love that there's enough room here for your monogram, which they put on for me. Absolutely beautiful. And they got it right. At 1,200 pounds, this fountain pen is certainly an investment, but at least you know where your money has gone. These are made artisanally. Someone has put their heart and soul into creating each one of these brilliant fountain pens, and I think that comes across in how beautiful it is and how striking and how close it is to vintage style fountain pens. Also, this is a fountain pen that you can pass down to future generations. This is truly an heirloom. But is this pen perfect? No, I don't think it should be. It's handmade. It should have little qualities about it. It should be a little bit different. In this case, it's a little tough to open, especially with me. I have a bit of a shaky hand. But I have a feeling that that will work itself out in time. Yes, this is an heirloom. You're going to have it for years. You're going to have it for your kids, but it's going to have that patina of a fountain pen that's been with you through all these various adventures. So you need to balance that a little bit, I think. But on whole, it's just beautiful because it feels like an artifact. It just feels like a pen that's been plucked from the 1920s. So I came here to the Crane Estate to test out this beautiful fountain pen from Yard-O-Led. And ultimately, I'd say it really does transport you back to the time and setting of this beautiful mansion and estate, all these gardens. It just has that vintage 20s feel to it. Does it have some drawbacks? It does. I wish it had a nicer converter. I wish it didn't scratch so easy. I wish the grip had a bit more tactile nature to it so it wasn't as slippery, and the cap could be a bit more finished if I'm being completely honest, but overall it's a beautiful pen. It's a lot of fun to use, and it's just absolutely gorgeous and inspiring, and especially in a setting like this. For me and my fountain pen journey, I like to go to different places where my curiosity takes me. I love that this fountain pen has an incredible English heritage, that it's made by hand by English craftsmen, and that it writes exquisitely well. It's also a throwback to a vintage style of pen and just has that striking, almost anachronistic look to it, which I absolutely love. So what do you think of the Yard-O-Led Viceroy Grand in barley? Is this the fountain pen of your dreams? Let me know in the comments. What do you think of the Crane Estate? Did you find it inspiring? I certainly did. I loved journaling there. So amazing. If you've reached this point in the video, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. we go to some amazing places and see some amazing things. And if you want to support the channel even more, membership is available. For Illuminati and Cognoscenti members, we have a pen pal group, so come on behind the scenes and see what's happening there. So I make new videos all the time, and I have a live show each week as well, so I can promise you we will see each other again very, very soon, further up the road. So stay inspired.